All right. We have the week 4 recap here. And this week was a weird one. Um Teams that I thought were going to win didn't win, and teams that I thought were going to lose won. Oh boy. My prediction score does not look good this week. I know there's two other games that are supposed to go on tonight, so I am recording this a day early. And by the way, I will not be putting the stats in again for this video just because it's going to take too much time for me. I want to try to get it out for tomorrow, and I feel like if I try to get all the stats in there at the same time, it probably won't get out. So this is going to be the second week in a row that you guys won't see that, but it should be back soon. I promise you. But anyway, let's get right into these games. The first one we had was the Seahawks and the Cardinals, and the Seahawks won this one 23 to 20. Pretty nice game here, honestly. Um I do know the Cardinals, they did not really look all that great in the first half. Um I know Marvin Harrison Jr. couldn't really catch the ball all that much. I think he had like one catch for like 6 yards in the first half or something like that. And then he finally caught a touchdown, and I saw that he had a lot of emotion in his face. He was crying and everything, which I do very much understand. That is, I believe, his first touchdown of the season. I believe so. I do want to congratulate him on that one. But Seahawks, they were just a better team here. Sam Darnold, he had a pretty decent game. I know Kyler Murray had a weird one. There was a, I believe there was a interception that an interception that led to a fumble, and then it led to another interception like later in the game, and it was just weird. It was so weird to see. By the way, the train just went by. I don't know if you guys heard that one, but if you did, I'm sorry. But if uh, if the Seahawks can keep on going and they look a little bit better than how they did in this game, they're gonna go to the playoffs, man. And I believe that. So I really do hope the Seahawks play pretty good in the next few weeks. Then we had the Vikings and the Steelers. The Steelers win this one 24 to 21. This one this one was a very very nice game, honestly. Um this one played in Dublin, so the people that were up at like 9:30 in the morning to watch this game, man, you guys are some troopers. I know I was up around that time, but I wasn't able to catch the game because I was actually waiting to go into work and stuff. But I did hear some news about Skylar Thompson being robbed and jumped in Dublin. Definitely glad that he's okay and everything after all of that. But man, must have been a scary situation. Um, but Steelers, they actually had a pretty decent game. They got the win in Dublin, which is funny because the Vikings literally have a redhead quarterback, and somehow they don't win. But a very nice game overall here. Um, Obviously I haven't really looked at a lot of the stats either, just because I'm trying to get this done quick. Um, but the Vikings, they kept it close. They kept it close the whole time. And I definitely respect that from the Vikings because they I know they're a good team, It's just that first 2 weeks, I don't know what was really going on. But now it seems like you guys are getting in the groove, and you guys will definitely be winning some games soon enough. And Steelers, you guys beat us last week. You guys just beat the Vikings. Maybe you guys are going to be going on a little bit of a win streak yourself. Then we have the Falcons and Commanders. The Falcons won this one 34-27. This one was a pretty nice game overall. Obviously, another pretty close one. Um, Falcons, they got their win back from last week. They definitely needed that one. And the Commanders, they just fall a little short this week. Um, they still had a pretty nice game though overall. And for the Falcons side of things, I mean, they definitely looked better than last week, and definitely gotta give it up to them on that because they definitely looked like the better team in this game, and definitely gotta look like that if you're gonna win games in the NFL. I just don't know what happened last week. Maybe the defense just had a very rough game, but they had a very nice game here. And the Falcons offense, they they had they had like a decent amount of yards in that loss last week, but this week, man, it was just nice to see that the offense was clicking everywhere, and that's just what you need at this time after that sort of loss, because you don't even know what the hell your team was gonna really look like in this game, but now you guys do. Chargers versus Giants. Jackson Dart gets the first win of his regular season. Um, and the first win for the Giants just overall, as they won 21-18. And honestly, pretty decent game overall for the Giants and the Chargers. Obviously, I know Joe Alt and Malik Neighbors both got injured. We will actually hear more about Malik Neighbors' injury today. And if you're seeing this video, that happened yesterday. But I really do hope it's nothing way too bad. But I do know that they have been talking about his ACL, and if it is, then man, that just really sucks for the Giants because he was actually looking really good this season. And I mean, yeah, for the Giants. For the Chargers, Joe Alt getting injured. Ooh boy, that's not good either. But both teams, even though they did have two really good players get injured, uh, they still had a pretty good game. I mean, only being down by what 3 points at the end of the game. Chargers, you guys know what to do next week. And Giants fans, maybe you guys might be able to get the win next week. Titans versus Texans was next, and Jesus Christ. The Texans blew out the Titans 26-0. There is not going to be much to talk about with this one. Um, Obviously, Texans, they were firing on all cylinders. Titans could not get anything going here. And the Texans, they just got up and ran with it. And I knew that the Texans were going to win this game, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. And yeah, definitely getting their first win in a dominant way like that. kind of looks pretty good. But we're gonna have to see in the next few weeks how this offense and defense really looks. I know they kept a few close ones, and then there was also I think one that wasn't really too close. Let me just make sure if I don't want to say something and be wrong about it. Let's see here. Titans. Yeah, they lost 41-20 against the Colts last week. So, yeah, pretty bad loss last week. But this week they didn't even score any points. So, the Titans they really need to get something going or their season's going to look like last season. They're going to be eliminated from the playoffs pretty early. And for the Texans, they need to get something going right now. And this one was a good first showing. And hopefully they get to show a little more next week. Eagles and Buccaneers was next. And the Eagles got the win 31-25. This game, man, tale of two halves it was. Buccaneers, they did not have much points. Uh, and then all of a sudden, boom, just like that, they had it was up, I think, 31-25. And then the Eagles, obviously, they won. They just had a pretty good game. Uh, Obviously, the Buccaneers, after the first 3 weeks, everyone probably was thinking that they could probably do something again like that. But honestly, when I saw the score and it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not have really that much at that point when I saw it, I was just like, oh boy, they are not actually going to be getting this win. And then they came back and they got it pretty close, honestly, which I can I can definitely respect there. And for Eagles fans, you guys you guys must be very happy about this game right now. And also probably a little you guys probably had a little bit of anxiety at the end of it probably or at least towards the end of it when it was a lot closer than what you guys saw at the beginning of the game. But the next game would be the Panthers and Patriots, but I already have that video up on my YouTube, which I'll have, I believe it's right over here for you guys to see, or it's right over here. It all depends on where YouTube puts it, but you should check it out. I talked a pretty good amount in that video about how good the Patriots were in that game. Bills and Saints was next, and obviously this one went pretty much as I expected. The Bills won 31-19, and they had a very good game here. Obviously now they are 4-0, and oh shit, the Patriots have to go up against them next week, and I am not excited for this one. Sunday Night Football, kill me. But anyway, Bills, like I said, they had a pretty good game here. The Saints, however, man, they are not looking good. Their season probably gonna be over pretty early, and I just feel bad for Saints fans at this point because I don't think you guys have even won a game yet this season. I don't think you have. No. lost against. Where? Yeah. Yeah, you lost against the 49ers, and then you lost against the. Where are you? What the hell? Yeah, you lost against the Cardinals week 1. Week 2, you lost against the 49ers. Last week, you guys lost to the Seahawks. And then this week, you guys lose to the Bills. This is not a good season for you guys right now. And I just have a question at this point. Do you guys just blow it all up? Or is there something that we're going to see that hopefully changes your franchise? Because as of right now, it does not look like that is going to happen in the slightest. Before we get into the next part of the video, I just want to say they just put out the information about the Malik Nabers injury, and he has indeed suffered a torn ACL and is going to be out for the rest of the season. So I do hope he gets better as soon as possible. Browns versus Lions was next. The Lions won 34 to 10. And before I get into this, the Browns actually just had a trade happen. They just got offensive lineman Cam Robinson off of the Texans, and that was actually a pretty nice pickup for the Browns. Helps their offensive line, and definitely happy that they could have got him. And now the Texans, oh boy, something is weird going on there. But anyway, the Browns, they couldn't really do anything this game. The Lions, obviously, they were the better team here, and they definitely showed it. Um, the this game, the Browns just they had no chance. They had no chance at all, and we all thought because the Packers lost to the Browns last week that maybe this would happen again. No, not at all. It was just their defense played pretty good that week. And now they're just going back to reality at this point. And for Lions fans, you guys are pretty happy. I know one of my friends is a Lions fan, and he has been pretty happy. And definitely see you guys going back to the playoffs this year. And for the Browns, oh boy, you guys, you guys, you guys might just not have a season after maybe week 12, maybe. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I mean, you guys, you guys aren't playing that great right now, and we need to see something happen for you guys to be able to at least have a respectable season. Then we have a little bit of deja vu for the 49ers fans as the Jaguars won 26 to 21 just 2 weeks ago. The 49ers won against the Saints with that same exact score, 26 to 21. And Jaguars fans are probably laughing in your guys' faces right now because of that. Obviously, I thought the 49ers were going to win this game. Um, obviously, I was wrong. With George Kittle being out and everything, Brock Purdy did not look good in this game either. The Jaguars just looked like the better team this game. Uh, Nothing really much else I can really say about it. I mean, at least it was pretty close the whole time. Um, or at least from what I see, it's mostly the whole time. But I mean, this was a pretty good game, and 49ers fans, I know Brock Purdy just came back. Don't blame him for this game. He's just coming back off of an injury, and obviously he's just gonna be he's gonna be just slightly rusty, but he should be back to normal by next week, hopefully. And Jaguars fans, you guys get the ride on the win train for this week. Colts versus Rams. The Rams beat Indiana Jones and the Colts 27-20. Man, this was a good game. Puka Nakua, I saw something about him. I think it was I think he's like tied with Cooper Kupp, or at that point when I saw it, he was tied with Cooper Kupp and like a few other players for something. I'm not exactly too sure off the top of my head what it was. I think it was something about receptions though. But very very good game by both teams here. Um, Colts, they actually they still look good. They still look good, and this was their ultimate test. And I mean, they still looked pretty good against the Rams. The Rams obviously were the better team at the end of the day, but the Colts are a pretty scary team this year. They went three they went 3-0 the first 3 weeks of the season. And then they lose in a pretty close game against the Rams. They only needed a touchdown to tie it. And yeah, I have faith in the Colts right now, honestly. And Rams fans, you guys are probably happy you finally dethroned uh the old Colts there. Fucking train, dude. Second train that's gone by during the video. Um Hopefully you guys didn't hear that one. I don't think you guys heard the first one either. But anyway, let's just get on to the next game, which was a very close game. Bears and Raiders, 25-24. Not too sure if I've seen that score in the league yet, but it was a pretty good game. I believe this game ended with a blocked field goal, if I'm not mistaken. And the Bears, they just look good in this game. I mean, obviously this one was very close. It came down to the end, like legit the end. But Bears fans, there's a little bit of hope right now. Raiders fans, I mean, you guys held your own in this game. You guys probably will have the win next week anyway. And Bears fans, you guys can go into the week at least knowing that you guys got a win, as well as Lions fans, because as you guys know, the Vikings they lost, but we're about to talk about a game soon that was super crazy. But first, we have to go through the Ravens and the Chiefs. So let's get on to that. And now we're with the Ravens and the Chiefs. The Chiefs won this game 37-20. And honestly, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer than what I expected. This one just was not a nice one for the Ravens. The Chiefs, they're back. They're back to business. They are definitely back to business here. Definitely looking a lot better than how they did the last few weeks. Um, they had Xavier Worthy come back as well. They're gonna have uh, they're gonna have friggin' Rashi Rice back soon too. I think about week 7 is when he comes back. But if I'm wrong, you guys would probably let me know. But I mean, as of right now, the Chiefs, they're looking pretty good. Um, I did not actually check up on Tyquan Thornton's stats. I need to check up on those, but I feel like he actually had a pretty decent game here. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I am. Like I said, I didn't get to see his stats yet, but I'll probably put him up somewhere in here. But anyway, Chiefs, they just had a really good game. Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things. Um, that's just obvious at this point. Um, Lamar Jackson, he he was decent, but there was times where he had very horrible mistakes, and yeah. But now we're going on to the last game for right now until tonight's games or last night's games when you guys are seeing this. But let's get into that. Sunday night football. Holy shit. 40-40 ends in a tie. This was the craziest game of the week so far. And honestly, this game should have gone into a second overtime, man. This game definitely needed a winner. This game shouldn't have ended in an overtime tie. I don't even know what I should do for my predictions because the game was a tie. Do I put it in? Do I put that in as a tie or do I put it in as a loss? Because I mean, I had the Packers winning, but they tied. They didn't technically win, but they also didn't technically lose. But I don't know. You guys can probably let me know in the comments, but for me, at least on my book, I have the tie there as just its separate thing. So I guess I'll just count it for this. I know ESPN didn't, so I'll have to check that. But this game was beautiful. Everything happened that needed to, but this game needed to have a second overtime. Then we had the Dolphins and the Jets game that happened actually tonight. Or what's wrong, buddy? Cat wants some attention. But anyway, uh Dolphins, they had a pretty good game here. They won 27-21 against the Jets. Obviously, Tyreek Hill got hurt during this game, and I just want to say I hope he gets better as soon as possible. It is feared that he has a dislocated knee, and that's not fun. That is not fun at all. But the Dolphins, they looked really good tonight. They finally got their first win. Uh, now now the Jets, they need to find a win at some point. But they actually were keeping it close, even though I know there was a few turnovers for the Jets. I don't think there was really much for the Dolphins side of things, turnover wise. I'll just look and make sure about that. But this one was just a pretty good game all around, and I'm just waiting for this last game to end. But I know as of right now, the Broncos are definitely on top, and not too sure if the Bengals are gonna really do anything. But you guys will know in the next clip. Last but not least, we had the Broncos and Bengals, and man, the Broncos, they absolutely beat the shit out of the Bengals 28-3. And honestly, that might give Falcons fans some PTSD. I'm a Patriots fan, so that just makes me happy. But anyway, man, they were firing on all cylinders. The Bang the Bengals could not do anything. The Broncos, they actually had a run game. I think J.K. Dobbins had like over 100 yards. That was a pretty nice game there for him. Bo Nix was definitely slinging that rock. Uh, it was just a really really good game for the Broncos here, and they definitely needed that win. And they're gonna be going up against Philly next week. Oh boy, that's gonna be a very very hard game for them. But I do believe their defense will play at least pretty good against them, and hopefully this whole next week kind of goes back to normal for football. Kind of not normal right now with how many goddamn injuries there are. It's kind of scary. Um, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, comment, do really whatever you want to do. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. See you around.